So before you watch this video, I need to warn you that this video might not be for you if you don't want to hear the truth, especially as it concerns the brand you're currently building and what people think about your brand. Believe it or not, you need to do you always. But if you think you're ready to hear the truth, then let's get into this video as I talk about some of my experiences building a brand and some of the things you need to know if you want to build a sustainable brand, and how to dump people's opinion about your brand. Let's get into it. Achieving an irresistible look is a combination of several things, from the makeup, to the hair, to your dress, your shoes, and of course the icing on the cake, being your accessories. That's why I trust Mina Accessories to provide me with all I need for a complete and irresistible look. From my earrings, to my bracelet, my wristwatch, and yes, my necklace. This is how to keep heads turning, and Mina Accessories got my accessory needs covered. It's time for you to also achieve the irresistible look. Contact Mina Accessories today for all your accessory needs on 09054766990, or you go to Mina Accessories _ on Instagram. Mina Accessories, achieving the look that helps you stand out. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Alesha Moyosorolua, and I'm so glad that you clicked to watch this video. If you're new here, please remember to like and subscribe. And if you're returning, hey, thank you very much for coming back to my channel. This is a lifestyle review, great content, everything in my head kind of channel. So please always do good to return to watch my videos, and I will really appreciate you all the time. On my channel today, I'm going to talk about something but very sensitive, because this is something that I feel that a lot of people are struggling with. It's something that I feel like a lot of people are currently trying to understand. I mean, people are currently selling a lot of materials about branding, understanding your brand and all of that, and I just thought, okay, why not just talk about this based on your personal experience and see who is going to learn from this. So I decided to film this by talking to you guys about my own experience and some of the things I've been through or I have gone through building my brand. First off, when it comes to brand building, I think it has to do particularly with what you always see yourself as. Okay, that's one thing I think brand building is about. What you picture yourself as. Do you picture yourself as someone who would love to make people laugh? Do you picture yourself as someone who would just want to be in your space looking good and all of that? Do you picture yourself as someone standing in front of a crowd and you want to talk? Do you picture yourself as someone who is trying to make other people look good? You know, there are different sides to branding. It could be anything and everything. Basically, it's about what you picture yourself doing, and that's one thing that I feel like it's the first step to, you know, understanding where you belong when it comes to branding. And once you understand what you picture yourself as, then you can begin to look at the steps that would help you bring that picture to reality. And I think it's very important also that people understand that branding is not magical. It's not something that you just wake up and then you just start doing. You know, it's a process. It's something that it doesn't come to you in one day. It's something that you grow into. And that's why I also tell people that when they are building a brand, it's very important for them to be patient. Because one thing about you being in a hurry is that you're going to listen to everything and anything that people say about you while you're in the process. Because when you're building a brand, or when you're in the process of building a brand, a lot of people will have opinion about how that thing is supposed to be done, or how the output of what you're currently building should be like. And if you're not careful, you would find yourself listening to this person and this person and this person, and then you might end up being lost in the crowd. I think also people need to understand, or you need to understand, that when you're building a brand, once you have pictured yourself doing that particular thing, you need to also find that, you know, generally creating a niche for yourself. You picture it, that's the niche you're picturing. You're either picturing yourself as a fashion designer, a makeup artist, a beauty influencer, a TV presenter, anything at all, okay? Anything at all you picture yourself doing. Once you picture it and you create a niche for yourself and you say, okay, yes, I'm going to be in the beauty world, or I'm going to be in the media world, or I'm going to be in the movie world, or I'm going to be in the fashion world. Once you have that picture of where you want to be, I believe that the next stage would be understanding the markets that you want to find yourself in. And that's another place that people make a lot of mistakes, and when you're trying to understand the market you want to go into, it's very important for you to not understand it based on what other people are doing, but first understanding it based on your capability, if you understand what I mean. Because as a person, when I was going to start out as a media personality, when I pictured myself in that space, which I really didn't like at first, because I was like growing up and trying to choose a field, I'd rather be a lawyer in the serious world than go study mass communication, because I felt people there were lazy. I wanted to do something more tasking. It was until I found my passion for it that I realized that it's not really a lazy job. It's a very serious job, and I had to study people in that field to understand how it's done. And understanding how it's done doesn't necessarily mean that I want to be like somebody. It just means that I want to see how it's done so that I can now use it to influence how I would do my own thing when I eventually have the opportunity, to do that thing. So when you want to understand people, understudy people in that particular field you've chosen for yourself, be careful not to do it to the point that you end up carrying the identity of that person you're understudying while you misplace your own self. If that makes sense. So you need to be careful when you're understudying the market or the environment you want to build a brand around. You need to be very careful. It's important that while you understudy people, you also ensure that you are placing what you're learning side by side the picture of you that you saw. So you're not in a hurry to be like somebody you're understudying. You're trying to see what they're doing so that you can use it to stabilize your own uniqueness as a person. Yeah. That's very key. Another thing I think people should understand is once you're done understanding people in that particular field, you don't necessarily have to launch out immediately. Okay, that's one thing with branding. That's one thing with building a brand. Yes, it might take some 2-3 years before you know how you want to start out. But the basic thing is that while you're on that journey, you're learning the things that matters. So it doesn't mean that because I'm discovering, say, in my Atafo, for instance, and then I've understudied him for say 1 or 2 months, and then the next thing is I want to go open my own beauty line. Well, it works for some people that way, but for some other people, they probably need to still serve for a longer time before they can, start out their own and say, okay, yes, I am now starting as a brand. It's the same thing in the space of media, where you need to probably intern, you need to probably do some volunteering services before you now say, okay, yes, this is me, this is my brand, and this is what I'm doing. So yeah, understand that sometimes after understudying, you don't need to launch out immediately when it comes to building a brand. Yeah, another thing I need you to understand when it comes to building a brand is there are going to be a lot of voices in your head. Yeah, there are going to be a lot of voices in your head, and if you're not careful, you would find yourself listening to those voices than to yourself. And one thing is, when you're starting up, as much as you want to have people's voice lead you through, one of the major things you need to stabilize you on the journey is you. So you need yourself. You need your inner man. It's not about just listening to this mentor and that mentor and that mentor. When you're done listening to them, you need yourself to now sit back and begin to analyze and dissect this things and use it by yourself. So at the end of the day, you are the center of the brand. Yeah, you are the brand. You are at the center of the brand. The brand is you. So you can't afford to get lost in the crowd or in the midst of the voices around you. And another thing you might probably need to consider is people's expectations. Trust me, the moment you start out to say, okay guys, hello world, now you can now know me as, say, a YouTuber, for instance, or you say, hello world, I am now a fashion designer, or the day you say, hello world, I am now an actress, or the day you say, hello world, I am now a social media guru or marketer or whatever, trust me, from that moment, people start having insane expectations for you. And then you're wondering, what is it? Let me breathe. Give me time to grow. But most times, they don't even give you time to grow. They want to see you manifest immediately, forgetting that everything takes a process, forgetting that everything it's a journey. Basically, it's like you're communicating with the universe, and the universe is holding your hand to say, okay, let's go. You're in phase 1 today, you're going to move to phase 2 tomorrow. They don't seem to understand that. They just want to see you hit it big. If you're not if you're starting today, you probably should be in like the top 10 influencers tomorrow. Or if you're starting today, your YouTube channel should hit like 10,000 subscribers tomorrow. Or if you're starting today as a fashion designer, you should start making or selling out your wares tomorrow. It's insane. I feel like people should stop putting unnecessary expectations on individuals when they're building a brand. At that point, all you need the most are people who are telling you, yes, I understand that you're just starting out. I understand that you're just trying to understand this field or this industry you decided to go into. Take it easy on yourself, but also remember that time is ticking. Yes, I can understand those kind of words. But for people who are constantly pressurizing you or comparing you to other people, yes, it might have its own advantage. So don't get me wrong. It might be a way to push you and challenge you to do better. But when the pressure is more than the support, or when the pressure is more than the motivation you get from them, I think it's like a no-no for me when it comes to building a brand. Like, bro, support me if you want to support me. Don't pressure me to doing so much than I can do at this particular stage of my life. I'll share a very practical example with you. And that's something that I experienced personally recently when someone came to me, and this is someone that had literally never supported my brand before. This is someone who has literally never even said, oh girl, I hope you're doing well, or keep pushing, I see that you're putting the work and all of that. She has never done that. But the first day she was ever going to get into my space, all she needed to come tell me, or all she wanted to come tell me is, oh babe, don't you see this person? Don't you see how they dress? Don't you think you should start dressing like them? Don't you think? And I'm like, how did we get here? You've never supported my brand. You don't even know what my brand represents. You've never motivated me to be better, but you're from nowhere coming to tell me I should start being like someone else. I mean, how does that make sense? So I feel like when you're building a brand, you're going to have so many people come to you with this kind of narrative. They want you to start being that celebrity they see, or they want you to start, you just move from point 0 and then they want you to move to point 1,000. Trust me, nobody builds a brand that way. It has to be gradual. You need to take it one step at a time. So you need to learn to filter the voices in your head when you're building a brand, because there will be a lot of don't you know, don't you see, can't you see, don't you think. You're going to have a lot of faces like that, but you need to know how to filter them. You need to know the genuine people who are supporting you and rooting for you, and you need to be able to shut them out from those who are just trying to bring down your morale. Because when it comes to brand building, you need a lot of supporters. You need to hear a lot of positive things even when you're not getting it right 100%. Because it can be demoralizing when you're trying to build something and it's not working immediately. So those people who come around you to start telling you, don't you see that person? Are you not the same age? Are you not age mates? Didn't you start at the same time? Shut out those kind of people from your space for your mental stability. Else, you're going to quit even before you get to your destination. I feel like this conversation is something that I'm going to be splitting into parts depending on how I feel, but I have listed 4 things that you really need to put into consideration when you're building a brand or when you're starting out with your brand, and how to shut out people who want to see results fast. Believe it or not, you can't get results fast. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a process. You need to give yourself some time. You need to also be patient with yourself while you're learning and putting the hard work. Believe me, you need to be patient as well. And never forget the God factor, because it knows how these things are going to be and when it's going to make sense eventually. I hope this is helpful to you, and I hope that you stay patient and true to your brand, because at the end of the day, you are the brand. It is about you being in the center, and then what you're going to offer at the end of the day. I hope this is helpful, guys. Remember to like and subscribe. I'll definitely come back to continue this conversation in another video, but let me know what you think about brand building and some of the challenges you faced yourself while you're building your own brand. I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.